So there's this thing called the housing units when you're coming to the University of Maryland. So for my case, before I came, I met a friend online called Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Hello.
So what Kevin did, he helped get the house so that when I moved to the US, I had a place to stay. As a graduate student, life has been interesting with Kevin being my roommate. Kevin, what can you tell the people about the US and your encounter with the Kenyan?
Oh, amazing, amazing. I would recommend to all of my friends from the University of Maryland, across the state, all across the country, always look for a nice, friendly Kenyan roommate. It's been a great experience, Tiberius, and been a really special part of my PhD journey and being there for your journey as well. I think we got some really, really amazing setup with our house here.
Kevin is really amazing. So my stay here has been so nice, enjoyable. When I come from school, he comes from school, and then we share how the day was, how our struggles, the tears of being a PhD student. What you do, what did you do, how is the publication going, how was the candidacy exam, so all those. Alongside that, we usually have discussion, general discussion about life, how everything is going, how we were brought up, how Americans are brought up, how Kenyans were brought up. So it's a perfect experience. Alongside that, we have other roommates. So this is what happens when you're coming as a graduate student in the United States. Usually, the university doesn't provide you with the housing, so you have to look for houses outside. What do? We found a house, and 5 of us live in this house. We have 2 Indian friends and 1 Chinese wonderful lady called Ingrid. The 2 Indian is, one is Joseph, the other one is Arvin. The 4 of us are graduate students. Ingrid is employed working somewhere, but I can say we have a perfect relationship. It's like God planned this for us. That's what I can say. What is your general view about other roommates with whom we live with?
Oh, this is an amazing situation, I think, that we have. I've had good situations with roommates. I've always had, pleasant roommates, but I think that this year, this is the best housing situation I've been in terms of, how good we all feel interacting with each other, how much we learn from each other, how much we get from being able to talk with each other. We have a cat, big plus in my mind. And it's we also ended up with somewhere that was pretty affordable, good situation. It's very variable. Here it can be hard to find exactly the right situation, so it took some looking around, a lot of looking around, and finding the house we wanted to be in, the people we wanted to be with, but it all paid off very well.
I completely agree. Now, Kevin is doing his PhD in biology. He's going to tell us what he's doing just in a nutshell. And if you're interested in joining UMD to study biology for your graduate studies, please listen to Kevin. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I work in computational biology. So I am looking at the evolution and genomes of these parasitic worms. Just trying to understand how they evolved, how their genes are regulated, so that hopefully one day we can understand how to stop these infections.
Perfect. How is the admission process for you to get admitted into the Department of Biology at UMD?
So we did not have any exams that we had to take. So the GRE is required at some universities, but not required for UMD. There's not as many universities that still require the GRE, although you can take it and include it. And otherwise, it is your transcripts from college, your letters of reference. It helps if you reach out to faculty. So I had tried reaching out to some faculty, although I don't know how much that actually, helped. But otherwise, it's your written applications, your reference letters, and then the interview process.
They interview you?
They do. They had interviews, and actually, I got to help interview some students last year.
Yeah, I remember that. You said that.
But the interviews are not as high pressure.
Okay.
As by the time they're interviewing you, they like you a good amount already. Not everyone gets admitted from the interviews, but it's a good sign if you get the interviews. And then that also like really helps you figure out where you want to be, whether you would work well in the program, whether you would enjoy it, work well with professors there.
Oh, that's quite an interesting process. Yeah. Oh, nice to meet you here, Kevin. So finally, you were born and raised in the US, right?
I was.
Which state were you born?
I was born in Alabama.
Alabama. Oh, yeah. In the South, and then now you moved up here for school.
I did, yeah. I moved a bit up and down the East Coast while I was growing up.
Okay.
And then ended up middle of the East Coast here.
Interesting. So, guys, in the coming few weeks, Kevin and I are planning a safari at the Masai Mara National Park. You're gonna meet him, and he's gonna meet the lions and the big five. For that, thank you all. Nice to meet you, Kevin.